Pennsylvania Republican Congressman Mike Kelly joins me now. Congressman, thank you. I don't know if you could hear, but Jay Carney, the White House press secretary, making a pretty direct case that in 11 days, 160 million Americans are going to see a tax increase unless the House and Senate act. Are you and your colleagues, many of whom are freshman Republicans, willing to push this all the way out? From the outside, this looks like a political game of chicken. Do you turn the wheel or do you push your pedal to the metal?
Well, as you know, Chris, this is my first time in Congress. I've only been here 11 months rather. I come from the private business sector. From a private business person to say, you know what, we're going to give you some certainty for the next 2 months. I mean, I think the House Republicans would like to give the gift that keeps on giving, a 12-month gift, not a 2-month extension. A 2-month extension, by the way, that's going to cost $30 billion and stretch that over 10 years. Now, you can imagine, me in the automobile business, you come to me and I say, Chris, I'm going to sell you a car. You get to drive it 2 months. By the way, you get to make payments on it for the next 10 years. And what we're doing is we're raising the rates on mortgage. Hardworking American families are going to get mortgages. That is just flat out wrong. And I think it's time to stop the re-election rhetoric and start talking about what's good for America. I'm not speaking as a Republican, by the way. I'm speaking as a small business person that understands how hard it is to keep your doors open and to move forward when you don't have any certainty that things are going to get straightened out.
Congressman, I wonder, though, is this not a case of letting the perfect get in the way of the good? That 89 senators, including many Republicans, voted for this compromise, presumably because they thought Republicans thought that was the best that they can get. And you mentioned that you're a small businessman. I want to make sure that
yes.
people understand how this will hit people, this payroll tax increase, if the tax cut is not extended. If you earn $50,000, your taxes will rise by $1,000. If you earn $75,000, taxes will rise by $1,500, $100,000, $2,000. This is real money for people at a time of continued economic anxiety, tension, people worrying around Christmas time, certainly worrying, are they able to provide for their family, what the future holds. What do you say to those people as both a small businessman and a Republican member of Congress?
Well, I'll tell you, as a small business, let me make this point. I not only pay in as an employee, I also pay in as an employer. So I do understand. I've done it for 57 years. My family has. So first of all, are we talking about a payroll tax cut that gives you $160 for the next 2 months? Are we talking about the next 12 months of knowing for sure that you have $1,000? Now, a lot of people have automatic deposits and they also have automatic withdrawals. We're playing with people's paychecks over a political football here. This is absolutely ridiculous. I would never accept it in my business, and quite frankly, would you go to any model that's working at $15 trillion in the red and say, hey, you folks need to tell us how to run our business? I would never take advice from a model like this. The American people are understanding right now what's going on. They get it. They know what we're trying to do is give them some certainty for 12 full months, not a 2-month kick the can down the road routine.
Congressman, you mentioned the political football. I have a question for you as someone who's new to Congress. The House Republican leadership today decided not to have an up or down vote on the Senate compromise, but rather to reject it and send it to conference committee, essentially allowing vulnerable Republican members to not vote against a payroll tax increase. As someone who's new to Congress, was that the right thing for the leadership to do, or should you have voted up or down on this?
Well, here's the one thing I knew. Last week, we voted to people a 1 full year extension. Now we come back to conference. We passed a bill, sent it to the Senate. The Senate passed a bill, sent it back to us. And all we're saying is, you know what, we agree on some points of it. What we need to do is come back and let's talk about it. Let's fix it for the American people. And this gets twisted and turned a lot of different ways. But at the end of the day, what's best for the American people? Not what's best for Republicans, not what's best for Democrats. What's best for the American people? Give them some certainty. Let those seniors know that in 2 months from now, your doctor's still going to see you because there's a doc fix in there for 2 years, not 2 months. So I think we got to be really practical when we talk about these things, and we have to be straightforward. We are working as hard as we can, and I'll work through Christmas. My gosh, I've worked every Christmas Eve. I've worked every New Year's Eve and every New Year's Day. My family is used to me not being home on the holidays because that's how I put food on the table and clothes on their back. I would make the same commitment to the people from Northwest Pennsylvania who sent me. I'm not looking for a way out. I'm looking for a way to get it done.
Congressman Mike Kelly, thank you for your perspective.